Have you created a life that looks beautiful, successful in the outside, but inside your soul, you're running away from something? A quiet voice tells you that is something very old, something related to your family, to your culture, running away from that as far, as fast as you can. This video, we're going to be talking about 3 symptoms that will show that you are ready to let go of this that has tired you so much so that you can finally breathe and really feel that success. Feel really enjoy life, not just run away. You see, what many people don't realize is that we are moved by programming from our parents, grandparents, great grandparents. In every single cell of our body lives 7 generations. That is 244 people are influencing your behavior and you don't even notice. Years ago, I was in a relationship that was quite weird. I was dating a lovely guy. He was honest, he was serious, intelligent, handsome, in love with me. What was wrong in the relationship? Well, these old patterns of my own personal story, family story, were starting to destroy that relationship. I started becoming jealous, controlling, not cooperative, arriving late to family events. And in this relationship, because he was a man of truth, he helped me to start inquiring what is there behind. And as I didn't know what to answer, I went to a psychologist. This psychologist got me bought immediately. He just could see me transparent, with complete transparency. And he told me this story that, wow, describe the person who's watching this video very well and myself then. He told me, imagine a very fast car, a Formula One car, very fast, driving really fast with fire in the back. What do? You stop and fix it? Or you keep running as fast as you can so that you can get away from the fire in the back? Gosh, this was precisely the description of my life at that point. There was fire in the back of my car, in the back of my life, in my ancestry. And instead of me taking time to figure out what that fire was, I just kept running as fast as I could and as far as I could. At the time, the thing is that I moved far away from Mexico. I went from Mexico to the Netherlands to run as far as possible. As running away from something that I couldn't even explain. I was just running far from home, far from danger. This is by far the most important sign that I have noticed with everybody that I have been working with in the past 20 years. Running away. Running away is one of the telltale signs of something that happened in the past that you are not even aware. When you start destroying your relationships, when you start shouting when you shouldn't, when you start saying no, when you should say yes, saying yes when you should say no, when you don't know how to set boundaries, is that something happened to you in the past. or something happened to your mom or to your grandma or great grandma. And we could argue that this has happened to absolutely everybody. If I consider here my fellow European neighbors, Second World War was around the corner. Their parents lived that. And what could have been? Hunger? Could have been abuse? Could have been military action, whether you were in the attacking or the receiving end, whether you were the victim or the perpetrator. That is trauma. Something that happened to you in childhood, to your parents, grandparents, great grandparents, and all that lives in your body. We all have it. We absolutely all have it. And it is my contention that you and I, by living in this historical moment, we are the cycle breakers. We are the ones who are going to change this for future generations. And as we change this, our pattern of relationships will change. And ultimately, peace will be possible. As we have peace within, we could have peace among us, your close circle, and peace between the nations. And please, during the duration of the video, comment below which of these signs resonates with you, which of these signs happens in your life right now. Let's get started. Sign number one. Sign number one, you keep hitting the very same ceiling. As I told you, the thing that I did with that wonderful boyfriend was something that I repeated several times. I will find either unavailable men or lovely men, and I became unavailable myself. That was my pattern because that was the pattern of my family, of my mother, of my grandmother, great grandmother, aunts. Everybody was repeating the same pattern. One of my dear clients, her pattern was to find abusive men. And it was absolutely incredible. It was heartbreaking. When I met her, her partner was an alcoholic drug addict. And we had conversations about this man. And these days she will tell me, he broke my things. He destroyed my office. The next meeting, she will tell me, I love him. I want to stay with him. I need to take care of him. So she will break with this guy at some point and will find another person exactly like him, abusive in a different way, who will also break her objects, who will also interrupt her, don't listen to her. As we were working together, what she discovered is that that pattern was repeated in her family. She noticed, she saw it, and she started doing her own healing. So the ceiling of not being lovable started changing, started shattering. She started to break that inner ceiling. Another dear client of mine, what she did was to attract bad bosses. Job after job, she will go to another bad job, to another bad job, to another bad job. Usually it was bad bosses. As she started to become aware of this and did her own research on her family, she figured out that this was ancestral because she didn't believe that her work was worthy. So, are you repeating a pattern? Is it happening at home? Is it happening at work? Notice in which way you are sabotaging yourself. What are those patterns that you constantly repeat? In which way you sabotage yourself? So type it in the comments. Are you repeating patterns? Are you following in the same limiting ceilings of sabotage? That's sign number one. Sign number two, your choices are still controlled by what you think your mother will say. You see, I love drawing. I love art. If you like that painting, I made it. I love creating. I love art. I wanted to study architecture. But when I needed to decide my major, my parents divorced around that time. So I didn't want to hurt my mother. If I studied architecture, I would be, in the construction industry like my father, and that will hurt her. I thought. So it was preferable not to hurt my mother than being happy. And why did I choose the thing that will make money? I became an engineer, an IT engineer. Now I laugh. But it was painful. It was painful to see my dreams of being an architect shattered just to please what I thought my mother wanted. Obviously, I kept doing that all the time. I will wear this dress based on what my mother wants. I will cook this based on what my mother wants. And even worse, I should choose this boyfriend based on what my mother wants. And what I notice is that about every single woman does it. And we do it in two ways. One is that we choose that your mom wants, or we choose precisely the opposite. My mother hates this, so I will do precisely that which she hates. If you are doing something exactly how your mom wanted it, or exactly how your mother hated it, you are still controlled by this ancestral trauma. So, what about you? Comment below. Are you controlled by what mama liked and disliked? Because you see, mama liked and disliked whatever she liked and disliked based on what her mother liked and disliked. And this is really interesting. I found it fascinating. What mama likes and dislikes is this permeable membrane of what we let into our life and body and we don't. And this filtering of reality is what creates reality. I go on a date with this guy or that guy. I eat this or that. I take this profession or this other profession. By making choices of what you do and what you don't do, you shape your life. So making decisions is not that trivial. Will I have salad or will I have soup? It becomes really serious. If I marry this man or I don't marry this man, if I have children or I don't have children, if I let my hair grow or not, if I study this or that, they have implications. And they have sometimes very big implications. And it can sound ridiculous and trivial. Shall I go to this party or not? Because in this party, you may meet people that will change your life. Who you hang out with changes your life. Are you still taking decisions based on what mama said? Or even what you think your mama will say? My mother already passed. And in the last years, I had many conversations with her, asking her about these things that I thought she liked. And I discovered that my perception of what she liked or disliked was really wrong. Especially, I asked her, would it have hurt you if I studied architecture? And she told me, no, in the least. I also love art. It could have been wonderful. So this is more about the inner mother, your perception of your mother. Sign number 2. Type down if you are still influenced by what your mother said that she liked or disliked, or your perception of it. Sign number 3, you crave intimate relationships, yet you keep people at arm's length. This was my mother all over. She really wanted intimacy, but she thought, don't have very close relationships, not so close, not so far away. So, really shallow relationships. That was her recommendation. Now I understand that this is what kept her alone and lonely to the end of her days. And I see that this is what many women do. You see, my mother was the traditional housewife. She was cooking and cleaning and doing and not building financial abundance for herself. My parents divorced. She didn't have financial abundance. Oh, so then what was the lesson for me? I don't want that. I do not want to be dependent on a man. I need my own financial security. So I will not be vulnerable like my mother. I will be tough. Because this is the thing. You either are in growth and safety, the feminine, or you are in protection, the masculine. And what we do, many women now in the 21st century, is that we protect ourselves. It's everything about protection because the world out there is really scary. And as we protect ourselves, we don't dare to be vulnerable to ourselves, to others, because, the man may do all these horrible things to you. And what happens? Well, all these horrible things are being done. The magic here, and it's really ninja stuff, is to reconnect to that vulnerable part of the feminine and say, in my vulnerability, I am powerful. And this is something that women haven't discovered because we have forgotten what that is. We have forgotten what the divine feminine is. You know it here in my channel. I talk a lot about it, of this power of the feminine, this feminine essence that gets things done. Just look around it. The power of the volcanoes, the power of the harvests, the power of the rain. That is the feminine. And it's not a power that is like fire or like a sword. It grows, it changes reality in a very different way. That power, just think about the rain, think about the waterfall. That is what we need to remember. So, in fact, this sign is to be a lot in our masculine. When we are too much in our masculine, we end up exchanging action for appreciation. We are not in our feminine of beingness and magnetic receivership. This is the description, this symptom is the description of the women who struggle, who burn out, who are longing, dependent from others emotionally. But they will say, I am fine. This sign number 3 is the ultimate sign of the independent woman. The independent woman doesn't need anybody. This makes me think of a client of mine. She was so independent. She was so tough. And we work on that in remembering where that was coming from her mom. It was, both highly educated lawyer and doctor, daughter and mother. And the mother fought in this power to the women and independence. And the daughter said, well, I really need to do that. And then she became so aggressive that she just kept pushing away the men that will go into her life. She will work so hard that the only thing that she attracted to her life were diplomas, promotions, loneliness, no friends, no boyfriends, no softness, no joy. As she started discovering these patterns, as she started healing, her life started changing. Her health started improving. Her relationship with her son started improving. Even her relationship with her mother improved. Are you in this sign number 3? Just type it in the comments. How does that show for you? Do you feel identified with 1, 2, or 3 of these signs? My heart is with you. This is what many of us professional women are going through in this 21st century. But the great news is that you are realizing, you are awakening to the possibility of life doesn't need to be this way. You can have what I call the whole enchilada. You can have that job, that money, and that softness, that joy, that magnetic business life. You can have that perfect guy for you, those perfect children for you, that vitality. You can have it. But the core of the transformation, the key of the door towards all that is to heal this relationship with mom, grandma, great grandma, this ancestral feminine lineage. This is the key because this lives in us physically, it is in our DNA. So to change it, we need to go into the unconscious. It is about changing this narrative, it's changing the story of who you want to be from now on. You know, this is so important to me. So important because I have done my research. My mother, my grandmother, my great grandmother is generations. I don't know the story of all the 244 women, but I know some of them. And it's like fractals. I really thought that it was my family, but when I talk to Mexican women, many of them have the same. And what has shocked me is that here I work internationally, I work worldwide. I talk to Romanian women. They tell me very similar stories. I talk to Norwegian women. They tell me very similar stories. South African women, Australian women, very similar stories. Stories of repeating patterns. And as they heal, they start healing their families backwards to their ancestors and forwards to the descendants. The power of you as the ancestor who will create the ripple effects to the future, it is it is so exciting to even think the fact that we don't know how wonderful that could be. So I invite you to do this work, this healing work. In this channel, I am going to be posting a lot of uh, nuggets of information to do that work. Of course, you can do it by yourself, but now the future is feminine and the future is community, is to do this work together. So I'm creating opportunities to do this work together so that women are rooted again, rooted in that fertile ground created of water and soil, the water and earth, the energy that creates nature, the energy that creates the divine feminine, so that you become radiant. Now I am creating a program based on all my family history, based on all these 20 years of working with women internationally. And I am putting together all this knowledge so that you reconnect within and come back to yourself. You become back again rooted, nourished, so that you can change the future of your life the future of your family, and ultimately are the catalyst that will change the future of the world. And as you feel that hope, everything that happens in the street becomes less powerful. You become a beacon of hope. I am creating a program. It's called Rooted and Radiant. It will be sold in the future, but right now, I am just creating it with people who will be on time to be in the beta version for free, absolutely for free. What we need is that you do the work and you give me feedback. How is this work, these exercises, these meditations, these journaling prompts will help you to create exactly that healing, that awakening, that remembering of your own power. As you give me feedback and a testimonial, this will be able to expand. And as we are more women, rooted and radiant, peace on earth will be possible. This really moves me. This really excites me. I hope you can feel it. The link is in the comments, and I hope to see you. I hope that this program invites many, many women to start becoming role models of love, reconciliation, and possibility. Much love, and I hope to see you in the inside.